Hello everyone. I think we can all agree that a lot of animals are relatively dumb. That might make us feel better, it might make us feel a little bit worse sometimes, who knows. But I'm sure that if you've seen a couple of videos like this, or 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 this, anyways, you get the point. But there are always exceptions, especially in nature. Think great apes, who have complex social structures, and they can use tools. Think elephants, who can do all sorts of fascinating things, which I'm not going to get into in this video. Maybe in a future one I will, but that's why I'm not here today. And maybe you could even say that about humans, but I don't know. Sometimes I see clips that make me think otherwise.
Yes, son, yes. Go.
佢睇見啲紅色啲牛佢最易發嬲。
But I'm not here to talk about people either. If you've read the title, you know that this video is about corvids, aka crows, ravens, magpies, all that. There are so many different types of corvids. I'm not going to be talking about all of them. The main three that I'm going to focus on are the three that I just mentioned: crows, magpies, ravens. Now these three look pretty similar and act pretty similar a lot of the times. Ravens, I believe, are the biggest one, at about 60 centimeters. One of the corvids' greatest achievements is the fact that they not only have managed to survive, but they have managed to thrive in man-made environments, aka cities and towns. Now this is just fascinating. They've used their IQs, their 500 IQ plays to take advantage of cities like no other animal or no other class of animals has really done yet besides them. And this is just fascinating in my opinion. In a lot of ways they are even more adapted to cities than we ourselves are. I've witnessed this firsthand living in a city myself. I've witnessed crows and magpies doing all sorts of things in the streets. They have two great hallmarks of intelligence, these being omnivory and sociality, essentially being social animals. A lot of these are common in more intelligent animals. It doesn't have to be both, it can just be one. Take elephants again for an example. They are strictly herbivorous, but they are still social. And being social and being omnivorous is also, of course, a trait that we ourselves have, which is also a big reason for why we ourselves are so intelligent. One of the most fascinating things about corvids, they have the reasoning of a 7-year-old, just about the reasoning level of a 7-year-old. Now that might not sound like much, but think about it. You can most normal 7-year-olds you can trade a chocolate bar with for whatever. So they understand that. They also understand all sorts of things. And crows have about the same level of reasoning as they do, or at least that is what's suggested. But getting back to the social part of being intelligent, they not only have social structures within their own species, they have been known to cooperate with other species. One of the greatest examples of this are wolves. I believe in Yellowstone, where they have been witnessed cooperating in all sorts of ways and manners that are really fascinating. I mean, crows will lead them to a carcass that hasn't been opened up yet, and the wolf will open it and the crow and the wolf can access the carcass that the wolf might not have found on its own. Maybe it was really far away or something. And also the crow can access it, which it might have not been able to do otherwise, since they can't usually open carcasses. And this way they can both enjoy these fantastic rewards of nature, if you will. In fact, they are so integrated with a lot of wolf packs that a lot of the times they have special bonds to specific parts of the pack. This usually being pups. They've been witnessed playing tug-of-war-like games with sticks, or, tugging games with sticks. They've also been known to play taunting games, tag-like games, all sorts of things. Which is just really fascinating in my opinion. I mean, integrating yourself into another species social group is fascinating. Now, let me tell you a story. In ancient Greece, there's a story about a crow that has been passed down from generation to generation to generation to generation to generation. The story goes like this. A crow is trying to drink from a pitcher, but it can't because the water is too shallow, unfortunately. But the crow does not give up. It grabs some stones, picks them up, and places them in the pitcher. This way the water level rises, and eventually it can drink from it. Now this ancient Greek story has been sort of turned into an experiment where they pretty much test if the crow can do this, and they in fact can. So this story, this ancient Greek story, might actually be true. Now, one of the most fascinating things that I found about Corvids when I was doing my research was that they essentially have grieving rituals, funerals, if you will. This, in its simplest version, is a lot of the times crows gathering around their deceased member, and them staying there silently for some time. This ritual can consist of a few birds, up to maybe even 60 to 70 birds, and they just stay there silently for a few moments, and then they all start cawing, essentially in a chorus, and this goes on for quite a long time. It goes on for about 10 to 20 minutes, until they all fly away in unison. And I think that would be a fascinating sight to see. I haven't seen anything like that yet. I've only read about it recently, but I hope to see one someday. Maybe I've seen one, I just don't know it. Magpies even place wreaths and grasses next to the dead, and I think that's just kind of beautiful. This sort of behavior has only been observed in a handful of creatures. I'm bringing up elephants again, but like elephants, the more intelligent animals, essentially, this is another testament of how intelligent crows are, not only logically, but also emotionally, how intelligent they are. The fact that they grieve for someone that they lost, I think it's just really, really cool. So yeah. Now again, one of the most fascinating things about corvids, among the other fascinating things, is the fact that just how well they thrive in this very new, very strange environment that we call cities. They use the things that people have made to their advantage so much. For example, they will stand on a power line over busy traffic and drop nuts or things with hard shells onto busy traffic and let the cars crush the outer shell. And when the traffic light turns red, they know to fly down, and they can reap the benefits of their hard work. Well, it's not really their hard work. They can reap the benefits of their intelligence. Another example, this isn't really an example of them using the city, this is an example of how social and cooperative they can be. They have been known to take turns holding trash can lids or trash bin lids, and wait for the other ones to feed, and then they take turns switching, which just shows how cooperative they are. And I've witnessed firsthand what they can do to trash cans. I mean, I thought that some homeless guy was taking apart the trash cans, and then one morning when I was taking the dog out, I saw this crow just really observe. It was really fascinating. It was like it was observing everything it was taking out of the trash can, peeking its eyes and nose in every single hole of a milk carton, of an empty bag that had ham in it, stuff like that. I mean, it's just really fascinating, and in that moment I could see how really aware they are. Unfortunately, I couldn't stay there for long because my dog wanted to eat the crow, so we had to move on. But Corvids sort of have their own culture. They have different solutions a lot of the times for different problems in different areas of the world that they live in. Different types of Corvids. That this shows that they have a sort of unique culture and a unique way to solve problems from other members of their species that live in different areas. And this type of thing has only been observed again in intelligent animals, dolphins, great apes, parrots, maybe. I'm actually not sure if it's been observed in parrots, but yeah, and of course it has been observed in humans, which is another fantastic parallel that they have with us. And I think Corvids, they're so common in cities and in towns that a lot of people don't really appreciate them, but they're so intelligent. They're so unique, in my opinion. I absolutely love them. Anytime I can get a chance to see a Corvid doing something in the city, picking apart a trash can, like I said, things like that, I think that it's fascinating, and it's part of the reason why I just absolutely love learning about nature and about animals. Just how much there is, how much variety there is to the different ways to adapt to environments, the different ways animals have adapted to environments. I mean, it's endless. It's endless, and I think it's infinitely amazing and interesting. And if you got a percentage of that feeling that I have when I learn about these things, then consider subscribing, liking, all that fun stuff, but also consider just appreciating things out of nature. That's pretty much it. Bye bye.